Hey guys,
And girls.
I'm Mike,
And I'm Steve.
and we love finance. So much so that we created this.
FYI, Finance Academy makes learning finance easy.
That's right, in each of our videos we're going to take a financial concept or two, break it down as far as it can go, provide examples, and show you guys how to do it in Microsoft Excel.
We want everyone from young kids, high school students, college students.
Even up to our most seasoned viewers to be able to understand our videos.
We want to share our love of finance with you, the viewer.
So let's get started. Our first video is going to be on present and future value of a lump sum.
Let's go.
Hey guys, so the first topic we're going to cover is future value of a lump sum. So what is the future value of a lump sum? Basically, it's when you have a certain amount of money right now and you want to see how much it will be worth in so many years. It's something that we use all the time, and it's one of the fundamental theorems in finance. So let's look at the formula. So our future value formula, we're going to use FV for future value, abbreviate, equals the present value, how much money we have right now, multiplied by 1 plus R, which is our interest rate, raised to N, which is our number of periods. So basically, just to look over the formula real quick, we have our present value, how much money we have right now to invest. We have our R, which is our interest rate, and remember, they're always quoted annually. And we have N, the number of periods or how much time it takes. So here's our formula. Let's do some examples. Alright guys, so let's take a look at our first example for future value. In this example, our present value, the amount we have right now, is going to be $25,000. Our interest rate is going to be 5% or 500 basis points. And our time in years is going to be 7. So first, let's write out our formula. Remember, our future value equals our present value times 1 plus R raised to the n. So now let's just plug in the numbers. Our present value is going to be $25,000. And we're going to multiply that by 1 plus our interest rate, which is going to be 1.05. And that number is going to be raised to our period number of 7. So now from here, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply our 1.05 and we're going to raise that to the 7th power. So when we do that, we get an answer of 1.41. So now we're going to move this down. And look at that, we just have one more step left. The final step is to multiply the $25,000 by our 1.41, and we get a final answer of $35,177.51. So this means if you had $25,000 and you could invest it at 5% for 7 years, you would have $35,177.51. Let's take a look at our second example. Alright guys, so for our second example of future value of a lump sum, we're going to do this one in Microsoft Excel. Now by doing it in Microsoft Excel, it's going to be very useful because when we're done, you'll have a future value of a lump sum calculator. So let's get started. So we put in our variables right here. Our interest rate is going to be 4%. Our present value, the amount we have right now, is $175,000. And our N, or number of periods, is going to be 20 years. So now all we need to do is set up like we have been and we'll be ready to go. So the first thing we'll need is our 1 plus R. The second thing we'll need to do is raise that 1 plus R to the nth power, which is going to be 20. And lastly, we'll need to multiply that by our present value. Now all we have to do is plug in the data. Anytime you start an equation in Excel, you'll need to put an equal sign. So for this, we'll do 1 plus our R, which all you have to do is click on this cell. Second, we'll raise that 1 plus R to the power of n. Click on our R and raise it to our nth power of 20 years. And lastly, all we need to do is multiply this number by our present value and we'll be all set. And there you have it. If you invest $175,000 at 4% for 20 years, you'll get $383,446.55. Now the great thing about this is you now have a future value calculator. So if I change this number to 200,000, the formula will automatically update and you can see the reflected change here. Now you have a future value calculator that you can use for any future value of a lump sum problem.
Now that we understand future value, we are going to talk about present value. Present value is just as simple, but this time it's going to be division. So present value is when you have a future value, a value that you plan to receive at a time in the future, and you want to know what is it worth to me right now. So that's what we do. It's also called discounting. So let's take a look at the formula. Present value equals our future value divided by, and here's the easy part because you've already seen this, 1 plus our interest rate, to n, and that is our number of compounding periods. So again, present value equals our future value divided by 1 plus our interest rate raised up to our number of compounding periods. Let's do some examples. Let's move on to our first example of present value. So for present value, we have a rate of 3.5%, a future value of 31,000, and an n equal to 11 years. Again, all this information would be in a word problem. It has to be given to you. Let's take a look at how to do this example. Present value equals our future value divided by 1 plus r to the n. And now we just plug in the numbers. Present value equals 31,000 divided by 1 plus our r, which is 3.5%. 1 plus 0.35. Raise that to the 11th. And now we solve. So the numerator is 31,000. And our denominator comes out to be 1.46. And finally, when we divide that out, we end up with $21,233.32. That's all there is to it. Okay, so we are back with a second example of present value. We're going to do this one in Excel again, and at the end of this we will have a present value calculator. So hold on to that for your homework, hint hint. So for this example we have $2.5 million, a 7% discount rate, and n equal to 3 years. So let's start with the denominator. So we'll start off with the 1 plus r. And next we just have to raise that to the n, which in this case is going to be 3 years. And finally, all we're doing is taking our future value and dividing it by our discount factor. So the answer is $2,040,744.69. So that is how much in today's money is $2.5 million 3 years from now worth to me today. And just to show you, you could go ahead and change in any value you want, 800,000, and it calculates it for you.
Hey guys, Steve and I would really like to thank you for watching our first video on future and present value of a lump sum. One thing we like to mention is that all the formulas we've shown you today are for annual compounding only. In some instances, compounding may be done semi-annually,
Monthly,
quarterly,
weekly,
bi-weekly,
continuous.
could happen. So for that, you'll have to tune into our next video where we make a small adjustment to the formula to fix that problem.
If you like our videos, feel free to subscribe down below.
Down here,
Somewhere down here.
it's not there, but
Definitely not up there.
it's down here.
It's down here. We also have links to our Facebook, Twitter. Check us out. We also have practice problems for them. If you need more help, it's out there.
And if you guys have any suggestions for a video we should make, any comments, or if you just have a question on something we went over today and you're not sure, send us an email at fyifinance@gmail.com.
Have a safe and happy 4th of July.
Thanks, guys.